Welcome computer aided manufacturing using Fusion 360. The CAM workspace of Fusion 360 is very simple to use. We can easily generate the G codes and M codes and also the setup sheets very easily. I am directly go to the 3+2 machining. So what is 3+2 machining means? In normal 2D machining, what happening is the tool is actually perpendicular to this surface. So here you can see this is the Z axis, this is the X axis, and this is the Y axis. The tool's axis is perpendicular to the top surface of the workpiece. But in complicated problems, for example, I want to cut an elliptical shape here in this inclined surface. It is very difficult with this setup, so you have to change your tool orientation. So similarly, here you can see a plus symbol. I want to create a pocket shaped structure with this plus symbol. Again, this is very difficult with our conventional setup. So what I will do is I will go with 3+2 machining. So I will select milling 3D option. So when you go with the CAM workspace, milling 2D option is there, milling 3D option is there. So I will select this milling 3D and I will select the adaptive clearing. So what is actually adaptive clearing? Adaptive clearing means if you want to remove a large amount of material, you can use a particular strategy that is called a adaptive clearing strategy. So this strategy is called a adaptive clearing strategy. So I will select the adaptive clearing strategy from the Fusion 360 CAM workspace. So here you can see milling. Under milling you can see setup, 2D and 3D. Okay, so under the 3D option, adaptive clearing. So this is a roughing strategy available for clearing large quantities of material very effectively. So I will select this adaptive clearing strategy and then I will select tool number 12, that is 8 diameter R1 mm bull nose. So here you can see from the tool library I have selected tool number 12. Here you can see this is tool number 12. I have selected this tool number 12. Then now you can see the tool number 12 is selected. Tool number 12, 5/8 R1 mm bull nose. Then next is I want to change the orientation of the tool with the help of this geometry tab. So here when you click on the adaptive strategy, when you click on the adaptive clearing strategy, you can see this is the first option, this is the tool option. All the details about tool, the feed and speed, everything will be here. Then the second option, that is called a geometry option, related to the geometry. Then next is the heights tab. The heights tab is used to control the heights, the top height, the bottom height, the feed height, the retract height, etc. And then next is the passes tab. So the passes tab is used to control the tool path. Then finally the linking tab. So these are the different tabs associated with a strategy. When you select any strategy, is it a phasing strategy, is it a pocket clearing strategy, bore strategy, pencil milling strategy, any strategy, you can see all these 5 options are there. First one is related to the tool, then the second one is related to the geometry, and the third one is related to the heights option, and the last 2 options are related to the other tool path related options. So these are the different segments available in any strategy. So I will select the tool orientation. Okay, so I will select the tool orientation, I will select the geometry, and then I will select the tool orientation. Here you can see in the tool orientation you can select Z axis / plane and X axis. So I will select this option, and then I will select the Z axis as this face, this elliptical face. I will select this face. Now you can see your Z axis is perpendicular to this face. Then I will select this longer edge such that this edge represents the X axis. So this is correct. This X axis is in this direction. Then next is origin. I will select the origin. I will select the origin option, and then I will tool orientation origin point as this point. This is the origin point. Now you can see my coordinate axis is shifted. My tool orientation is actually shifted to in this perpendicular to this face. In this way you can orient your tool based on your interest. Similarly, if you want to cut this plus shape, you can also orient this tool similar to this way. You can use this tool orientation option, and you can select the face as the Z axis, then this edge as the X axis, and this point as the origin. Okay, so this is the new orientation. So the initial orientation is this. Here you can see, yeah, this is my initial orientation. This is my initial orientation. This is the X axis, this is the Y axis, and this is the Z axis. Now you can see this tool is perpendicular to this top surface. So after changing the tool orientation, this is my Z axis, such that the tool axis will be perpendicular to this face. Then next is I have to select the machining boundary. So here this is the machining boundary. I will select this ellipse as the machining boundary. So for machining boundary selection, machining boundary means how the toolpath boundary is defined. That is called a machining boundary. So machining boundary, there are three options: bounding box option, silhouette option, and a selection option. So now I am actually using the selection option. So selection option means contains toolpath within a region specified by a selected boundary. So I will select this. This is my machining boundary. Then we already fixed the Z axis. Okay, we already fixed the Z axis. So you can fix the Z axis by face or by edge. Okay, so you can see an example like this. Yeah, here you can see this is an example. Here this Z axis is perpendicular to this face. Okay, here you can see this Z axis is parallel to Z. This Z axis is parallel to this edge. So here I am applying this Z axis by face. So I have selected this face such that this Z axis is perpendicular to this face. Then X axis I have selected this longer edge as the X axis. Okay, so you can also select X axis by face or X axis by edge. So I have selected this X axis with the help of this edge option, X axis by edge option. So I will select this longer edge such that this longer edge represents the X axis. Okay, so I have selected Z axis by face and X axis by edge. And and origin as I am using selected point. Origin option, there are different options: model origin, selected point, selected stock box point, model box point, etc. So I have used this option, selected point, this selected point option. So selected point means select a vertex or an edge for the triad origin. So I have changed the origin to selected point. Now you can see the tool orientation origin. I have selected this vertex as the tool orientation origin. So now you can see your coordinate axis. This is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, and this is the z-axis, and also machining boundary is also selected. Then next is the tool containment option. So tool containment means control the tool's position in relation to the selected boundary or boundaries. There will be three options, that is tool inside boundary, tool center on boundary, and tool outside boundary. What is here you can see tool inside boundary. Here in the screen you can see this circle represents the tool. This is the tool inside boundary, and the center, here you can see this is the tool center on boundary, and this is the tool outside the boundary. Okay, so that means tool outside the boundary means the tool path is created. This is the inside the boundary, but the tool edge can move on the outside edge of the boundary. Tool center on boundary means the boundary limits the center of the tool. Then tool inside the boundary means the entire tool stays inside the boundary. That is called a tool inside boundary. So there will be three options: tool inside boundary, tool center on boundary, and tool outside boundary. Tool outside boundary. So here I have to select this option. That is tool center on boundary. Okay, so for this example I have selected tool center on boundary. Yeah, I have selected the tool center on boundary. Then I have generated the tool path. I will click Actions tab. Then I have generated the tool path. So now you can see this is the tool path. Here you can see a red arrow. Red arrow is the starting position of the tool. A green arrow is the end position of the tool, and the blue line, that blue line represents the cutting. Okay, this blue line represents the cutting. Then if you want to simulate it, simulate means the actual working simulation. So now this is the simulation, and you can adjust the tool path and the stock also. If you want to uncheck the stock, you can uncheck the stock. Then finally you can post process it. So here I am using a Fanuc controller machine, that's why my controller name is Fanuc/Fanuc. If you are using a Siemens controller, you can change the controller name as Siemens controller, and you can change the program number as 6000. Now my program number is 6000, and this is adaptive 3D program command. Then I will click the post button. Now you can see the code is actually generated. The first line of the program is a percentage symbol, so that is the Fanuc controller code. The first line and last line of the program is a percentage symbol. Then next line is O6000. This is the program number. O is the starting word, then 6000 is the program number, O6000. So adaptive 3D is the program command. Then in the program you can see a number of lines, and these lines are called blocks. Number of blocks, these are called blocks, and each block is identified by a number that is called a sequence number or block number. So here this you can see N10, this is block number 10, this is block number 15, this is block number 20, this is block number 25, block number 30, etc. So N represents the block number or sequence number. Then you can see a G word, that is called a preparatory words or G words, G code. So some basic simple examples of preparatory words are G00, G01, G02, etc. G00 means rapid traverse. Rapid traverse means high speed movement of the tool without cutting. That is called G00. G01 means for example G00X10, Y10 means the tool moves to X is equal to 10, Y is equal to 10 very high speed. That is called G00, X10, Y10. So that is the simple meaning of that code. G01 means linear interpolation, the tool linearly moving with cutting. Okay, that is called G01. G02, G03 means tool circular interpolation, clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. So that's all about the G codes. Okay, when you are dealing with a CNC machine, there will be a machine manual. You can go through that machine manual and you can see the controller machine manual. In that controller machine manual, you can see the G codes with its description related to your CNC machine. Okay, so here there are so many words: G90, G94, G17, G49, G40, G80, etc. So all these codes descriptions will be available in my Fanuc controller manual. Okay, connected with my CNC machine. Then next is this M code. Okay, these M code are called machine codes or miscellaneous code, that is coolant on, coolant off, etc. Then spindle rotation clockwise, spindle rotation anti-clockwise, etc. So M06, M03, etc. Then there is another code that is called T word, that is called tool number. So T12, here you can see T12. T12 means tool number 12. Then next is another word, that is S5000 means spindle speed 5000 rpm, spindle speed 5000 rpm. Then here you can see X, Y, Z. So X, Y, Z means the coordinate values, what is the X value, Y value and Z value. Then F value, F is called feed, etc. So for a CNC machine, the program consists of G word, N word, F word, T word, S word, X coordinate words, etc. Everything will be in the program. Okay, so this is the CNC program of that elliptical machining, elliptical shape cutting, and finally I will generate the setup sheet. Okay, so what is actually a setup sheet means? A setup sheet actually consists of all the details about the workpiece, the tool, what about the tool, which type of strategy I am using. So here I am using adaptive clearing strategy. So I already explained what is adaptive clearing strategy. So adaptive clearing strategy is used to remove a large amount of material from the workpiece. That is called adaptive clearing strategy. What about the maximum spindle speed? Okay, tolerance. Okay, then feed rate, cutting distance, etc. Everything will be in the setup sheet. Then what about the tool number? Okay, and its type, what about the diameter, etc. Everything will be there. Number of operations. Then what about the stock, dx value, dy value, dz value, etc. Okay, all these details will be in the setup sheet. Okay, so this was an overall idea of 3+2 machining in Fusion 360. So another example is this is actually similar to this example. This is actually pocket clearing. Okay, here you can see here you want to cut this plus shape in this inclined surface. So similar step I have explained about this elliptical shape. First you have to orient this axis. First you have to change this axis to here with the help of this tool orientation. So this face, select this face will be the Z axis and this edge will be the X axis, and this point will be your origin, such that the Z axis will be perpendicular to this face, this plus face, such that the tool face will be like this. Okay, so I will show you that figure. So now you can see this is the face. Now you can see this is the Z axis. This Z axis is perpendicular to this face, and this edge represents the X axis. So this is my machining boundary. I have selected this as my machining boundary, and I have generated the tool path. So here you can see the blue line. This blue line represents the cutting. This is the cutting. The blue line represents the cutting. This is the tool path generated and simulated, and finally post processing. Okay, it's a Fanuc controller machine. That's why the controller name is Fanuc/Fanuc, and program number 7000 and adaptive 3D or pocket clearing 3D, and post it, and you can generate the codes. And finally, after generating the codes, you can generate the setup sheets also. Okay, which type of tool you are using, the all the details. Okay, so once first you have to first you can apply a adaptive clearing strategy here, then you can apply a pocket clearing strategy here. Okay, so that was the overall idea about 3+2 machining in Fusion 360. So here in this video I have explained how to what is the difference between basic 2D machining and 3+2 machining, and I have explained how to change the tool orientation to a new point. Okay, how to change the coordinate system, the work coordinate system, to a new point, then how to select the machining boundary, then the different strategies we are using. Adaptive clearing strategy is used for removing large amount of material. Facing strategy is used for removing the top surface of the material, that is facing operation. Pocket clearing strategy is used for pocketing operation. Then bore strategy is used for counter boring operation. Then drilling strategy is used for drilling operation. Then like that, counter 2D counter, that is for contouring operation, etc. So these are some of the different 2D strategies available. Okay, also the different types of strategies in 3D machining, that is again adaptive clearing strategy, contouring strategy, then pencil milling strategy, scallop milling strategy, etc. So these are the some another different types of strategies. So I will explain that strategies in another video, that is high speed 3D machining. So in this video I have explained the basic difference between 2D machining and 3+2 machining, then the how to change the orientation of the work coordinate system, selection of the boundary, how to generate the CNC code, selection of the tool, how to generate the setup sheet, what are the details included in the setup sheet. Thank you.